Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. This issue with Sweet Baby Inc. has continued further. Now, obviously, we're not going to be talking about just Sweet Baby Inc. today. We're going to be looking at Kotaku because the senior editor and journalist at Kotaku, Alyssa McCant, had basically come out and said some hilarious stuff online in defense of Sweet Baby Inc. She's the one that penned that very interesting article. It was an interesting article where it said they don't do what you think they do. And then also on Twitter decided to say that you can't be racist to white people. Yeah, she's a moron, obviously. So she did some streams. We're going to look at one of them, only some little bits and pieces of it. But it is interesting because the gaslighting has continued. And yeah, I just think it's, well, it is genuinely hilarious that they think that they can just keep sort of gaslighting people. So this is the YouTube channel, Nerds of Culture. And it is what you expect it to be. It's gaslighting at its finest. Look, I joined your stream. It's absolute nonsense. So I thought we would take a look at some of it, basically. Yes, I'm aware I don't have a beard. It'll come back. It takes me like 2 months to grow a big beard like you saw before. Calm down. It'll be fine. Anyway, let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. But I thought we'd just have a bit of fun with this. It is at 1.25 speed because it's a whole lot of shite. But it is funny. So let's take a look.
The live streaming side of things. Because, normally it's, usually us crusty old nerds sitting up here, crusting up the place because, that's what old men do. But today, bringing in a special guest. Actually, I want to make sure I say this correctly. I actually went and looked this up, so if I say this wrong, please don't hate me. Alyssa Mercante?
Yeah, dead
okay.
on.
Look at that. Look, I have no muscle, but I'm going to flex. Just be like, look, don't look at my baby muscle. Don't look at my baby muscles. It's
It really could have gone either way because sometimes I hear that and I want to jump.
That's what I was.
Trust me, we are like multiple generations removed Italian in my family, and we were saying, that name is actually Mercante. So yeah, you nailed it.
That is my nickname. I'm the name butcher. Pleasure to meet you. But no, Alyssa, who, if I'm not mistaken, you are a senior editor at Kotaku and a journalist who.
So I wanted to do the intro part, but I got the timing wrong, soz. But check out this nonsense.
Who is very deeply in tune with what's going on in the gaming industry and.
Ha! Very in tune. My ballsack.
And contrary to the belief of some really crusty nerds, not the good kind of crusty like we.
I don't look very crusty, thank you, mate. I look very prim and proper, good sir. I'm not crusty. Who are you calling crusty, boy? Come on now. Out of the two of us, physiognomy, come on, behave.
Yeah, we're crusty because we're old. They're crusty because they're just terrible. But yeah, so to kind of set this up, because I think that for anyone who's missed the previous show, we kind of did a little bit of a dive into the Sweet Baby Incorporated drama, controversy, whatever anyone wants to call it, and we actually were looking at one of your articles about this. So
So they did a few streams together, 2 currently. We're looking at one very specifically because there's some funny threads from this. So just bear with me because you'll see that it starts to blow up and get a little bit more interesting. But this sets the stage for the general nonsense you're about to hear and the very unintelligent spiel. It's essentially just talking points that we're very, very used to and accustomed to. But what I think is so transparent here is the gaslighting. That's what I wanted to highlight the most. So we'll just bear with me. We'll go on this journey to hell together.
We wanted to have you here to kind of help give that extra insight because I feel like everyone's had a little bit of an overreaction.
A little. Gamers being unreasonable? What? Yeah. And I think that the article was intended to chill everyone out that was already kind of starting to get going by just, presenting what is actually going on, and naturally that turned into it's worse now.
Well,
but I guess,
see, the problem is that you're a part of the deep state and you're gonna lie. anyway.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I'm being paid somehow all at once. I am broke, being paid by Phil Spencer, being paid by BlackRock, being paid by Sweet Baby Inc., who has like 19 employees, and also somehow a prostitute, and I'm making money that way. So it's
But you
just,
also
I really
can't
wish
get
I
laid,
could
I'm
feel
sure,
this.
right?
Also, yeah, I'm so ugly that I can't have sex.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's just,
And
yeah,
you don't
I
have
really
J-cup
would love-
breast. You don't have J-cup
Don't
breast
have
either.
J-cup titties, which is
Okay.
why.
I think that's only thing for Germany though, right? No, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going through your
Wait. You left out PSYOP. You left out did we cover
I'm sorry,
PSYOP?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
You know,
So I wanted to get to the intro part, because that's where the gaslighting begins. No one said you were paid by the deep state. Maybe one lunatic did, but it's not that, right? I don't think anyone genuinely believes you're paid by the deep state. I think what we can very transparently see is that these individuals that work for these gaming outlets now are friends with people in the industry. So there's a vested interest to run cover for everyone and everything going on, which you perfectly sort of represent when you say that, well, when you run defense for Sweet Baby Inc. for starters. And then secondly, when you sit there and claim that, you know, you can't be racist to white people. It's ludicrous. It's nonsense. So I don't think anyone thinks you're getting paid by anyone specific, aside from wanting to ensure that your grift continues. That's what it is. Whether you are friends with them or not, which a lot of people are friends with one another in that industry, it's also the fact that you want to maintain your grift. The grift must continue. And some people claim that people that do videos such as I do are grifters. But the thing is, I would make videos regardless. Why? Because I like to talk about good things as well as the bad. So if all bad things went away, it'd be fine, because I'd still have all the good stuff to talk about. But there you go. Let's keep watching.
Your PSYOP for for the diversity, equity, and inclusion movement, or DEI, as people like to call it, not actually knowing what it is. So,
no, we know what it is, because we know. What do you mean? We don't know what it is. We know what diversity, equity, and inclusion is. It's sanctioned at state level, governmental level, in the Western world. It is sanctioned racism. It is sanctioned sexism. There's no meritocracy anymore. That's what that is. We know what it is. We're not idiots. Thank you. Call us fucking crusty.
So I think this is the most important question, more important than anything regarding Sweet Baby Inc. or Crusty Nerds. Here's the real question. How do you have time to do all that? And how do I sign up for it so that I can get paid by so many random people who aren't connected?
I mean, I wish I knew, because apparently, I signed a contract in blood while I was not aware of it, and there were multiple contracts, and now that's my other job on top of what I do for Kotaku. It's pretty impressive but that's how conspiracy theories and the people who peddle them work. It just spins out, and no one is even really consistent with the attacks against me right now. They're racially tinged because they think I'm Latina, but then they're also anti-Semitic because they think I'm Jewish. But then they're also saying that I'm anti-Semitic because I said you can't be racist against white people.
No, you're just dumb and racist in general. To say that you can't be racist against white people is moronic. It is retarded, quite frankly. I know some people will get upset using that word. Let's take it back. Let's claim that word back. Let's just use it for making fun of ideologically challenged people. How about that? Should we do that? Yeah, we should. So, I have not seen anyone claim that you're anti-Semitic for that. I've seen more statements just to how you're an idiot and you're gaslighting people. But there you go. There's some more stupidity. Thought we'd have a good laugh at that. There's more, guys. This is my God. This is a 2-hour stream. We're not watching that much. All right. I've just select bits that are the best. But there's more. I could literally do like a 6-hour stream watching this crap and reacting to it and commenting on it, because it's utter bullshit.
So it's just this kind of nothing's consistent, because they're just kind of throwing everything at a wall and seeing what will stick, and all of it is hateful kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's hateful to say you can't be racist to white people, you moron.
That sounds exhausting. I'm not gonna lie.
It is exhausting. I had a moment this weekend where I was a little bit like,
right. So there's that part. I'll fast forward a little bit here, guys.
People think that you're being hyperbolic, fake. The idea, like me and Chris, and he'll be on after you're out of here. We'll Cypher. We talk about something where we get into these sort of things in real life, and sometimes people say something, and then quickly, and not just because they're cowards, because most people don't like getting punched in the face. It sucks. Or
these two people claiming they punched. Oh God, no one's punched in the face. She talks about Elon Musk in a minute and Twitter.
Sometimes this is what you got to do, and people on the internet do not understand that. Or they do, and they go, "This is the internet. Nothing's gonna happen to me." They're just cowards, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And they're also not. The internet is a place where you go maybe because you don't feel comfortable in the real world and you want to portray yourself as somebody that you.
You know how she previously just said, just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. This is what she does. Just wait. The amount of buzzwords and crap in this, it's crazy.
May not be, or an even more blown out of proportion version of who you actually are in real life, which means the racism is ramped up if you're a little bit racist, and the homophobia is ramped up if you're a little bit homophobic, and you're kind of cosplaying as. I mean, that's the reason why they don't have their pictures and their real names associated with things. It's why when I was first in the Discord of this whole group.
Well, I do. You can see me. I have no fear. I'm not peddling anything, bar critical thinking. Skill clearly lacking. And I tell you now, Alyssa, if you watch this, which you might do, I don't know if you will, I invite you to have a debate with me. There you go. Open debate. Live. So no twisting, no editing. A live debate to have a conversation about why Sweet Baby Inc. and the ilk, their ilk, are required for the industry. And also, why you can't be racist to white people. How about that?
In the first place, I asked flat out, just why don't you guys have your names associated with things? Because I wanted to have confirmation to what I was assuming, which was that, well, we don't want the hate that we're spewing to be associated with us.
That's right.
So that's just what it is. It's really easy to say shit when nobody can trace it back to you, and you can type it up and then, I don't know, go eat Cheetos and no one's going to show up at your house and crack you upside the head and go, don't say that. Don't say that online. So yeah, and that's just how this goes. And it's this unfortunate side effect of the internet, and a doubly unfortunate side effect of a place like Twitter, which is now under, the regime of a big giant.
Twitter is under a regime.
Clay divorced idiot.
Yeah.
So
a big, what was that she just said?
A place like Twitter, which is now under, the regime of a big giant clay divorced idiot.
Yeah.
So,
Clay divorce idiot. What does his divorce status have to do with him owning Twitter? Like, your arguments, what is the appeal here? What? Oh, he's divorced, so he must be stupid. This is your... Come on, we're peddling childish crap now.
Oh, it's why it's even worse.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right, it's even worse. Because people have free speech. It was fine when you could sit there and espouse hateful rhetoric. But it's not good when people say it back to you now. Oh, no. My God. Right, wait, there's more. Just as an FYI. Got to find the exact timestamp, sorry.
In writing this article, to make sure you got it, did you sit down, did you talk to the people at Sweet Baby and other people? What did you do?
Yeah, so I talked to four different people at Sweet Baby. One person who was not even at Sweet Baby. I don't know the background of how this person came to end up at Sweet Baby, but they were initially at a completely different company writing whole hog like an entire game. Like they were at a developer as a writer at a developer, and then they left that developer and they're at Sweet Baby. So I talked to four different people who work at Sweet Baby. We talked at length about what they actually do. I got a really cool breakdown from one of their writers about the two major kinds of contracts that they engage in. And how 75 to 85% of those contracts are ones that are them getting brought in really late into development. And the other, whatever the rest of that is like a team is making really early decisions and they want to kind of like test the water and see how this kind of stuff sounds. I spoke to them, and then I spent an hour or so in the Discord of the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Scene group. And I think that the people who made that Discord and who made that scene page and who are arguing in my Twitter are kind of trying to act like, well, we're so clever because we made sure to take out language that made it clear that we didn't want black people in games or didn't want.
It's got nothing to do with that. These narrative companies make games worse We're trying to avoid buying games that have had narrative consultants. It's got nothing to do with black people in video games. It's got nothing to do with women in video games. Like Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, incredibly successful franchise. It's got nothing to do with women. It's got nothing to do with black people in video games either. You utter moron. There are plenty of video games. Right? It's not about that. It's about these companies that are clearly creating substandard output.
People of color in games. We just said that we want to be aware of this company and aware of what games they're working on so that we can make an informed decision.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
And blah 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 blah. But it's like, I don't think that you think you're being as smart as like you believe you are, because everybody with any sort of sense can read between the lines as to what you're doing.
Ah, sorry, I forgot. You have telepathy.
And then even if you were pulling it off well enough on Steam that it seems like you're not violating the TOS technically, and you're not, openly being a hate campaign, you spend 5 minutes in their Discord, and that's really what.
But the Discord is not associated to the Steam, right? Those are two separate platforms doing two separate things. The Steam curator list is literally a list so people can avoid buying games from dogshit companies. That's a fact. There you go, done. Now on to something else, the Discord. What's the issue? What were they saying on the Discord? Like, what have they actually said on the Discord? What, like shit posting? This is the internet. Come on.
What drove it home for me was, okay, well, I'm going to talk to Sweet Baby, and I'm going to look at this Steam page, and then I'm going to, figure out where to go from there. And once you're in the Discord for 5 minutes and you see Marcus Aurelius posts and people posting like, big.
Oh no, Marcus Aurelius posts. What?
Big tittied anime girls next to.
Oh no, they posted big titty anime girls. What's that got to black people in games? What clown world am I on?
Like the women of Overwatch and Forspoken, and going like, look at these uglies versus what we should have, and like.
Ah, right, yeah. So showing demonstrable facts. Japanese interpretations of women, hot. Western interpretation of women, gross. What's wrong with that? We're men. Sorry, what's wrong with that? We've all got eyes. We can see Japanese big titty anime, right? That representation of that ideal of a woman is hotter than Forspoken. Obviously, come on. You look like you lick, past these. So, pray tell, which would you prefer? Although, technically, probably would go for the Western ones. But anyway.
Look what they took from us. Yeah, the
memes and da-da-da. All you need to do is have like an ounce of memory of the internet at any time since it's begun, and know that these are echoes of hate groups that have existed and still exist. And so,
having memes is an echo of a hate group. Showing anime girls is an echo of a hate group. Showing Marcus Aurelius quotes is a hate group. This person's a clown. No wonder she works at Kotaku.
So I think really just spending the time that I did in that Discord, and also I spoke to 2 different people in DMs at that Discord from that Discord. They're not named in my piece. One person is referenced in my piece, a 31-year-old man, and they said a lot of the stuff that you would expect them to say. That there's woke narratives getting pushed into games, and they don't want to deal with it anymore.
But that's a fact, and that's not racist. That's not sexist. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. Again, this is your grift is up.
Like, call a spade at that point. That's all you have to do is report it. And so my report was pretty much just, here's how this started. Here's what the group is like. Here's what they say they exist for. And here's what Sweet Baby tells me that they do. And
right, anyway, this person's a clown. I'm not going to link this down below because I don't want to give these people any publicity. More than I have done, obviously. But this person's a clown. This video is a clown. Their argument is nonsense. I've given you free reign to come on my channel. We can have a good debate. It'll actually be probably the most exposure you've ever had. Probably, quite frankly. But you're more than welcome to come on my channel. I always give people a fair shot. I've done a few interesting debates and conversations. So I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. We can have a moderator. Whatever you want, Alyssa. Jump on. DM me at Mr. H Reviews. You're going to have a conversation about this. So you can try and articulate why, you know, not enjoying wokeness in video games apparently makes you a racist and a sexist. Let's do it. Let's have at it. And you can defend your position. And look, you can see my face. And my name's Nate, by the way. So, there you go. Open invite. I'm getting off this ride to hell now. I'm going to go walk my dog. Take care.